there's so much that goes into planning a wedding, finding the perfect place.
I know that you can speak firsthand about this.
Oh, yeah.
One place we visited several times in 8 West, Thousand Oaks Golf Club.
Kelly Stecco is here today along with Jamie Carnes from RSVP Events. And Kelly, I have to say that Thousand Oaks is one of the most spectacular banquet facilities around. And, oh, by the way, one of the most amazing golf courses in the entire state.
You know, it's funny, when you say Thousand Oaks, everyone thinks award-winning golf, but the banquet facility, which is Grand Oaks, has actually been voted by the Knot magazine, which is kind of the bride's Bible.
Right.
If you think of when you're pregnant, it's the, you know, what is the pregnancy?
What to expect when you're expecting, yeah.
Yeah, the Knot is the bride's guide. 2010, 2011, best in reception venue. So,
Great.
and that's voted by the bride. So we know the brides have found us. We know the brides have embraced us. And it's new. It's beautiful. You know, you look out one window and it's the 9th hole. You look out the next window and it's the first fairway.
And the trees and the woods. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I've been there for many events, and I can see how it would adapt, you know, whether it's a holiday party or a wedding event. I mean, you really have parking. I mean, there's a long list of things that when planning a wedding, you're looking for, and right now we're seeing your beautiful deck.
It's a great, the deck is huge and it wraps all the way around. It's a great spot to have cocktails and hors d'oeuvres before the wedding. It's a great space just to go outside and enjoy, you know. It's like you're in northern Michigan when you're out there. And you'll see
trees
deer.
and hills.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. You know, when we did the addition, we also did an executive banquet kitchen. And so, you know, to feed 450, to feed 250, it's almost easy for us.
Well, and that's really nice because you do get the separation between the golf community and the banquet community, which I think for a lot of brides is really important for her to understand.
I agree. There's that separate entrance to Grand Oaks, you know, the big circular drive with that overhang, which is so nice. You don't have golfers entering there. You don't have the public coming to the Acorn Grill for dinner. That's the bride's entrance. That's your event. That's your evening, and you walk into that grand foyer, which is so beautiful with the fireplace, and it's so charming, and it's such a flexible space. It's neutral, it's full of windows, you're not competing with draperies or carpeting or what have you.
Anything too loud. So you can create a lot of different looks, and
we can.
You know, our studio is looking very grand, probably the best it's ever looked.
Oh yeah.
Thanks to you, Jamie. What do you have here? You brought some different styles that really represent what different weddings and themes and tastes can look like.
Absolutely. Well, there's a couple different things. I mean, one is that no bride is the same, no wedding is ever the same. So we always try to really bring that together. We do a lot of event planning with our brides, and we also do a lot of that design, because sometimes brides, really when they're getting started, you know, maybe they've torn out a handful of pictures from magazines, or you know, they have their binder started, but they're not quite sure what to do with all those ideas. And so we try to take those concepts and make it a reality. One of the things that we do with Thousand Oaks quite a bit is what we say is kind of playing dress up when we actually go to the space. So we order in samples, we kind of have the florist get together some looks of what they're thinking, and we actually set up a whole mock table. We obviously can't do the whole space, but we can at least do one table like what we're featuring here, so they can go, yes, that's exactly what I want, exactly what I'm looking for, or even saying, maybe I want to tweak something, maybe I don't love those colors as much as I thought I did, or something like that, so they really get the chance to feel it. So today we did 2 different looks. The first one, the closest one here to us that has a lot of the white, is what we went with as a modern chic for today.
It's gorgeous.
This is an aubergine purple that's here, kind of a grape color, and the orange with the pops of lime green is really a huge trend that we're seeing for this year. Really doing that color blocking is also something that's really kind of different. You know, people have spent years doing these bouquets that have such a wide variety of colors, and so doing something different today is really kind of separating those out and really kind of playing up maybe 1 or 2 florals that are exactly what a bride loves.
Okay, I have to draw your attention to the bases of these lights because they look like lamps, but these are actually real flowers.
They are. It's a Pilsner vase, and then there's actually a calla lily submerged in the water, just with a little silver chain to kind of tie it all together. So, and then we also put a lampshade on top, and it's kind of hard to tell the lighting in the studio, but what's really nice is in a dimmed room, especially with candlelight, there's lighting underneath these lampshades, so it really can just glow in a room. And again, gives you a really modern, different look than something you've seen in the past. A really homey feel, yet clean lines, which is always a difficult thing to achieve.
Well, we know that a lot of brides really like that fairy tale wedding, you know, as opposed to the clean lines and the white. And you have something for people that want to create that look too.
We do, we do. It definitely is the princess esque wedding for sure. The table that we have on the far end has a lot of the pewter silvers. That's really how you bring in that kind of elegant look. Sometimes people get going on silver, and when you bring in that darker silver, the chromes, the pewters, it really makes it feel so rich. So we did bring in a candelabra actually in the center, again trying to take pieces and use them differently than what you normally think to use them for. So it's a candelabra as a base, but then we filled moss into the smaller pieces. The bowl on the top is filled with obviously a great floral arrangement, really filling, really kind of draping elegance, and then adding the crystals as well so that we can kind of tie in all of those components.
It is so beautiful, and what I'm really struck by here too is just the fact that, because I'm in the practical mode because I'm the mother of a groom who's having a wedding, all the flatware, all the dishes, all of that, I mean, so many different pieces that have to look good together, and you take care of all those details.
We do. Well, we definitely try to make sure we're getting all those little things that are in your head or maybe not in your head, and trying to make sure that we're putting them on there for you and bringing them all together. We see that a lot when we are doing something like putting a charger on a table, and on this fairy tale table we took the napkin but then wrapped it in crystals, again just to try to tie it back to that centerpiece. And then same thing for the escort cards. We found crystal adorned frames to actually put the escort cards in on that table. So I think a lot of those little pieces are what really bring it as a cohesive look, rather than feeling like there's a centerpiece on the table. It's really making the whole table connected, the whole piece to be right together and to complete that look that you're picturing.
I think the only thing we're probably not seeing is the food. That's a really important part of it.
It is.
And I have to tell you, the food is amazing at Thousand Oaks. You know, eating there, you were talking about your great, huge kitchen that's able to serve so many different size groups. I mean, that's really a focus. If you love food, if you're a foodie, that's going to be a major part of your decision on where you're going to have your wedding.
And you know, the nice thing is, and we'll talk about that, our event planner Leah is here, and she works with the brides we do a tasting with the brides. We first help them walk through their menu, and you know what, again, like the tables, they have something in their mind. They think they want pink and green, and then you play dress up and they decide, well, that's really not what I want. Or they think they want, you know, whatever they look at on the menu. So we have a tasting for them with our chef, our executive chef, and then we have a pastry chef. So, you know, not only do they get to try their entrees, but then we taste the cupcakes, we taste the desserts, we taste
Tough job here.
all the different fillings, the mousses, the frosting. So,
and I have to tell you, I just did a tasting at Thousand Oaks with one of our brides last week, and we did the tasting for the wedding cake, and it was probably one of the most wonderful experiences I've had, because they line up all the different types of cake, all the different fillings, and all the different frostings, and you just mix and match.
Wow, which is
no one else does that, and so it's amazing.
our pastry chef Katie is here today. You meet her. She's amazing.
She's going to be the most popular lady in the studio. And the nice thing too is, because of the way your destination is set up, I know it's more than just the wedding reception. It's the you know, the rehearsal dinner, all of those things too. That having a great place like Thousand Oaks as your destination, you can take care of all of that.
And you know, some brides like a fairy tale, some brides like a contemporary wedding, some brides like an outdoor wedding, and we have several tented weddings outdoors scheduled this summer, which are so beautiful. I mean, there's that big white tent, and I'll tell you, orange and purple under a big white tent on that range with draping chandeliers. There's nothing more beautiful.
Just beautiful.
It is
gorgeous.
So gorgeous, and it's so different. You know, and it's a bride's ability to put her touch and make it different. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, it's something that people will be talking about for years to come.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to continue talking about pastries and different, a little bit more in the show, so don't go away, because we definitely want to get to that. So.
That's right.
We have to talk about dessert.
Yeah, I know. Early way.
Then the food.
Absolutely. Well, stay right there. More of 8 West Wedding Day is coming up next.